Have you ever thought about what happens to pets when a couple divorces? Hi, I'm Simon Dippenaar and I'm a family lawyer. We've all heard of child custody battles, but pet custody? In the midst of emotional divorce proceedings, the living arrangements of the cat or dog can seem like a trivial concern, but according to a report a few years ago by Direct Line Pet Insurance in the UK, the biggest bone of contention in a court of all divorces is the family pet. Where does Rover stand in South Africa law when it comes to divorce proceedings? Now, when a pet has been part of the family for a significant period of time, who keeps it can spark heated and even heart-wrenching debate. If an animal was acquired after a couple set up home together, it is likely to be viewed as a shared pet. One person may regularly feed the pet, but the other might exercise it more. It may be easier if one spouse is remaining in the matrimonial home while the other moves out. They might be moving to accommodation where the pets are not permitted. Or one spouse may have a job that entails extensive travel. The custody of a pet in divorce proceedings is not always that straightforward. I know a couple who, when their relationship ended, decided to share custody of the Ridgeback they bought together as a puppy. The dog spends half the week in each home. Conveniently, they live near each other, but the solution is not always feasible. In South Africa, pets are considered personal property, similar to other possessions like vehicles or furniture. Therefore, the legal owner, usually the party who purchased the pet, retains rights regardless of emotional attachments or the pet's bond with the other party. Where that leaves the pet purchased or rescued jointly by a couple is unclear. In Spain, a recent law recognized pets as living sentient beings and not mere objects. However, unlike Spain, France, Germany, Switzerland, Austria and Portugal, where more comprehensive provisions regarding pet care and contact exist, South Africa law is vague. In the absence of legal framework, an effective way to avoid a dispute around access to a pet following divorce is for spouses to draw up a Pet-Nup or pet settlement agreement when they acquire a pet. It sets out the arrangements for pets' welfare in the event of divorce or relationship breakdown. Sadly, the Direct Line report also showed that some pet owners use their animals to take vengeance on a former spouse. A quarter would give their animal to a shelter or rescue center, 1 in 6 would sell it, and a similar figure would consider having it put down. Maybe breeders should insist that couples acquiring a new pet have appropriate plans in place should the relationship break down. Shelters regularly do home checks when rehoming a rescue animal. Why not ask for a pet settlement agreement as well? Parties in divorce proceedings can either integrate the well-being of a pet into the divorce settlement or come to an agreement on the basis of the Pet-Nup, if one exists. The settlement agreement can prioritize factors such as primary caregiving responsibilities, emotional attachment, financial responsibilities, and the pet's overall stability and routine. Courts in South Africa typically adhere to the principle of pets as property. However, courts are increasingly inclined to consider custody arrangements in the best interests of the animal, especially in cases involving children. Maintaining the pet's presence in the family home may be deemed beneficial for both the children and the pet's well-being. Pet-Nups, specifically addressing pet care and contact, can potentially influence court decisions. However, the primary factor taken into account is the legal ownership of the pet, though, as I've indicated, this is not always easy to establish. However, I would urge parties involved in divorce proceedings to prioritize the well-being and interest of their pets when drafting divorce settlement agreements. Life will be confusing enough for them in the chaos of divorce. Avoid a catastrophe. If you have any questions about Pet-Nups or any other aspects of matrimonial law, give me a call or WhatsApp on the number below.